Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel, Chaos to Calm Budgets. This is my channel where I am budgeting and cash stuffing my way to clearing off £73,000 of debt. So we're trying to do that in 3 years. Happy New Year everyone, and I hope you had a lovely festive break and you enjoyed your new year. I hope you've all been enjoying setting new goals and things like that, if that's what your bag is. I have, obviously in my previous video, I shared my financial goals for this year, and yeah, we are good and set to go. So in this video, I am ruling off the first week of Jan, even though we've only just got to the first week of Jan, but I'm ruling off the spends and trying to get back into the plan of sort of Friday, Saturday being the day that I film, try and publish it on a Sunday and do it week by week like that, because as you know, I budget from Friday to Friday. And what I did do, and I'll show you on my planner, let's move that out the way. What you'll find I did do is I did a 4-week, planned for a 4-week month, but actually it's a 5-week month because we got paid, it would have been the 26th of December as the pay, you know, the actual payday. We did get paid early, but I don't touch it until we would normally get paid. But it would have been the 26th of December. So that would have been week 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. But I've only budgeted for a 4-week month in terms of food spend. So I'm still going to try and stretch that because our house cannot be any more fuller of food still. I don't know about anybody else, but I do take advantage of the cheap veg sales. So I purchase the bags of vegetables that are on the reduced 5p, 15p, wherever you shop, and I overbuy purposely, because then I parboil and I freeze as a way of trying to stretch our food budget for the next but yeah, I would say at least the next month, maybe 2 months. Sorry, I've just shaken my table there. Hopefully that hasn't translated into the film. But anyways, so yeah, we do that. And then because we didn't host for Christmas, all the Christmas foods that I would normally have out and offer around, obviously we haven't really offered them out to anybody. So we're still making our way through an awful lot of food from Christmas. And, you know, that's okay. I'm happy, I'm okay with that. So we're going to keep stretching. I don't intend to do much of a shop anyway this week. So yeah, we'll make it stretch. I have done my big bulk buy, so there will be a big chunk out of my food budget so far. And yeah, then hopefully the rest will be spread over the next following weeks, the next 3 weeks after that. So in terms of our bills, obviously you can see it's been the start of the month, so a lot of them have come out. What I have done is I've added up what we've got left. I did make a saving on my Manjaro. I switched to a different provider. However, you will see on my spends that I actually have an extra Manjaro jab, and long story short, I was switching to the new provider. It didn't set up properly, but it still charged me. But it charged me for the wrong dosage at a higher price. I then redid it and got set up for the actual proper dosage that I need at a lower price with a greater discount. So I'm not complaining because I saved myself £71 on that, but they won't accept, they are looking to dispatch the 15mg dosage that I need, but they won't refund me if I keep the Manjaro. Well, I basically got to keep it because it's been dispatched, which I'm okay with, because actually it's still a discount on the 12.5mg. In a month or two's time, I'm going to be looking to reduce down anyway. So I'm going to treat that as a free month at the reduced price anyway, and I'm just going to store it. So although it's extra expenditure this month, I'm going to try and cover it. If not, it'll be for either next month or the month after. So I think it's still evens itself out, and we'll be okay with that. So yeah, I've added up what's actually left, and then I calculate what I've got left in my bank account, and I've still got extra of £64.60 extra. And although I made a £71 saving, I must have I must have just a little bit extra in there anyway from whatever, because my little man has actually played a couple of one-to-one. He's actually done a couple of one-to-one sessions for football that I hadn't accounted for, because technically he doesn't actually start back till next week for his one-to-one until we get paid on that Friday. So we've paid for it. So that's even with that paid, and we've still got the extra of £64.60, which I may need to use to cover some other expenditures. So that's looking positive as well. So what I'm going to do, let's go through the list. I'll get my trusty pencil case. I'll use my purple pen there. I need my nice ruler, and I'll rule off this week here. And then we'll tick off bit by bit. So, first expenditure, I have paid for me and my daughter to go to Paris during the Easter holidays. This is to go a trip with her and my mom, and this is something that she really wants to do. I really want to do it. My husband's not that bothered. She gets some proper one-to-one time because she does get the dregs of us with my son and his needs. So that's what we promised that we would do. So that's going to come out of the £1 challenge, which obviously I haven't actually done yet for this year. However, what I am going to do is take it out of the savings for our holiday and pay it back. So I am technically doing an I.O.U, but it's not an I.O.U on a credit card, because I have got the money that I can pay that now. So I'm going to take that from my long-term one. We're going to go to the 2026 holiday, and I will take out £640. And I think this is where I'm going to be. I was so chuffed in my last video that I was using my first £1,000. I think I'm going to have to break into it. Oh, that's annoying. Never mind, but it's okay. So at the moment I've got 1,115. So 1,115 minus the 640, 475 I need to leave in there. So get some more placeholders out of my trusty little folder there. 400, what have I got here? 300, there's 400 and 50. And there's the 5. I just need the 20 there. So I'll take that away. That will go back in again soon. 300, 400, 50, 60, 70 and 5. And I'll put a little note at the bottom of here. I.O.U from £1 challenge, £640. And what I will also do is just make a note of it in my little notebook, so I know to take it from that account to pay the credit card. Quickly do that now. Right, tick that one off. Right, food is my next category. Put this folder away for now, out of the way. So I'll add up all the food. So I've spent £233.56 on food. So that's out of my weekly one. I will round that up to 235. I should have 600 in there already. 3, 4, 5, 600. So 600 minus 235. I will leave me 365. So there's 300 and 50. Oh gosh, I'm getting myself in a right muddle here. 50, 60 and 5. £3.50, 65. Lovely. And then I will put 235 from the food in my little book so that I know to take it from there to pay the credit card. Lovely. So if I divide that by 4, no, because I'm not going to go shopping this week, or if I do, it'll be a couple of bits. So it'll be 1, 2. If I divide that by 3, that still leaves me with £121.60 a week, or 66, whatever. But yeah, I think that's well doable considering what we've got in our freezers right now. I'm gonna tick off all the food bits there. Lovely. Next, skincare. Now, I don't think I've got enough in these, that my folder, my sinking fund for this. However, I am going to take from other pockets because I don't want to be putting in an I.O.U. I want to pay off the credit card straight away. So it's £48.74. Skincare is held in my medium term folder. Medium and skincare here. So I've got 30 here, 10, 20, 30. So I'm going to put that into spent on credit, but I'm also needing to find an extra 20 essentially. What I'm going to do for now is take that from, I've got some spare money funds here that I've accrued from various. So 20 out of there, 20, 30, 40, 50, that's going to go into spent on credit. On credit, there we go. What I would normally do for my spares is I put it into my pound challenge, but what I would imagine is because I've actually spent I'm actually topped up quite a bit on skincare and beauty and things like that. I'm not going to need any for a while. So when it comes to siphoning from my funds to pay towards my pound challenge, I know I can confidently take from skincare and not, because I won't need it. So that's that one. Next, my 40th birthday trip with my husband and our best friends. We did one for our husbands, respective husbands, nearly 2 years ago now, or at least 18 months ago. And so we're doing it for our 40th because me and my best friend turned 40 this year as well. So we've already paid the deposit of £150. I do have that in my sinking fund, so that will come out of the long term. Deposit's paid. I've got a while yet to pay off what we need. 40th birthday trip. So 150 will come out of here. What have I got in here so far? 500, 600 and 45. That's annoying because I've got a yeah, so I'm gonna have to break into that. So 645, I'm not going to try and do the math in my head. 645 minus 150 will leave me with 495. So if I put 50, right, there's my 50, so there's my 95, and then I need a 400, don't I? 300 there, and then the 400 there. Lovely jubbly. That's that one. That will again start building back up again though once I start adding again to my sinking fund from next month. So 450, 60, 70, 80, 95. And I'll put a little note as well of what I need to take out of that pot on Monzo. Lovely. So that's that one. Oh, food, I've already done that one, so I can take that one off. Birthdays next. So we have purchased birthday presents at reduced prices for the next few months. So I may have overspent on birthdays this month However, again, I will find it from other pots so that I'm not leaving it on credit card, and it will also mean that I can siphon from it the next few months. God, I can't get my words out today, can I? Because I won't need to use it, because I do regularly put £50 in there every month. So £26.50 plus £4.95 there. No, £4.59, and then there was another one here, £49.50, £80.59. I'll round that down to 80. So in my, put my long term away, it's my medium term for birthdays, if I remember rightly. Occasions says should be 50. I think it's 55 actually, because I had £5 that came over from last month. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 55. So minus 55, I need to find 25 from somewhere. I will go to my spare monies again, see what I've got left in here. So I have got 15, so I'll use that. Which leaves me with finding 10. So can I take from another pot for now? Then what is that one? Is that my spent on? Yeah, that's my spent on credit. I'm going to need that in a minute. Let me see. I'm going to take from Family Fun, because I don't intend to actually need that this month. So take from there. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and 80 can go into spent on credit. There we go. So that can be ticked off. Birthday there, birthday there, and birthday there. Next will be the fun budget. So we have spent money for pantomime for this year now, 2026 pantomime. We got them nice and booked early. We're going with our relatives again, our nieces and nephews and aunts and uncles, that kind of thing. So wanted to get it booked nice and early for this year. On Christmas Eve, so we've got that. We also went and did 10-pin bowling with our friends, so we've used that. So altogether we've done £122.20 plus 60 is £182.20. So that will be out of this one. And we had for fun, I think it was 250. Because we were supposed to go for a meal for a friend's birthday, 250, but we postponed that. So minus 250 leaves me with 67.80. I'm going to call it 65. So 50. 50, 60 and 5 is left there. So that can carry over probably for next month to go towards that meal. Lovely. Oh, Christ almighty. There we go. 65 can go into there. Side. So fun ticked off. Then we've got clothes. So I bought an outfit from Vinted, which falls within my rules, my spending rules for this year, for the no buy. What I intend to do is, probably not this week, but next week, is post some of the clothes that my kids have grown out of, some of the things that need to go on Vinted, and see if I can accrue some of this back. But in the meantime, I do have a budget for clothes. I bought a dress and a lovely fur coat for less than 16 quid. I think it was actually £18. I had £1.90 in the Vinted account. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. I've got some shoes that will go already with the outfit. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it will fit. So I'm going to take 16, so it's 15.28 there, but I'm going to take 16. So clothes is in my medium term. There, I've got 50 in there at the moment. And then that's that voucher for Matalan, as and when we may need to use it. And 50, I've used, well, I'm going to round it down actually 28, so 15, because I have rounded up on others. So I need to go to my spent on credit. I need to put 20 in and take 5 out. Is that right? No, what have I done here? I've got to put 20 in, take 5 out. Yes, do it that way. In the right moment then. And that leaves me with 35 there to go back into my clothes fund. For this month. Lovely jubbly. So that's that one. And then household, £4.59. I am attempting to get into bread baking, and I'll let you know how that goes because we've got one baking as we speak. But I purchased some dough spatulas. So there was 2 silicone dough spatulas. When I've used them today, brilliant, best investment. And then it also came with a steel one which you can cut. I've become really fascinated with watching people do sort of just homemade, everything from scratch, ingredient kitchens, that kind of thing. Fascinated with it, and yeah, I want to try and give it a go. So basically a £5 then from my household budget, which is again my medium term, and this will go on to spent on credit as well. Household is 50 in there at the moment. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Again, I'm going to need to take 10 and put 5 back from spent on credit. That leaves me with, should leave me with 45 then. Yeah. 10, 20, 30, 45. Want to let my household one build up because there's going to be some plans for the garden really when it starts getting to the warmer spring weather. I don't know what I'm saying there. Household there. Right, and then I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about paying this £269 for. I've got it under MISC, but I know I don't have the £269 in MISC. What I might do is take it from one of the long-term funds and owe it back. That's what I'm going to do. What have I got? I might have some in car maintenance actually. If I got 269, it'll be 270, won't it really? How much have I got in my car maintenance? 100, 200. So that's not going to be enough. So we'll leave that for now in there. Phone repair, definitely not enough. Travel spends only just started. I've taken from holiday fund, so I want to leave that for now. Anniversary trip. What have we got in here? 200, 300. I'll take it from that for now. 270. So that should leave me with 30 to go back in there. So put that to one side for the moment. Let's find 30, 10, 20 and 30. I'm also going to put a little slip in there to say I.O.U. from, I'll put it from MISC, 270 there. Put that to one side out of the way. That goes on there because we're not going to be holding things on credit cards this year. that's that one done. Tick that one off. Put a little note to take it from that account. So from anniversary trip, 270, done. So that is that. So the only thing outstanding now is my pound challenge. So I should be able to cover it because I haven't actually touched my £64.60 extra. So long term pound challenge I will need out. I'm doing from back to front, so I need £52 for this week. And I want to have a look at what's in my spare to start with. Oh, nothing left. Nothing left in my spare. That's fine. So we take it from my joint account, so 52. I'm going to just put in the 50 from that, and then I might actually take the 2 from my coinage, like that. No, that's not going to work. I'm just going to put in the 50. I might have to make some pound coins or some singular ones there, so it actually does represent, because that will not work. I'll go any other way. So I'll just put in the 50 for now. I'm going to colour in my 52. There we go, first one ticked off. And then what I need to do is make a note of it on my notes page. Minus £50, that will leave me with £52 actually. So that'll leave me with £12.60 into spare, which I'll leave that there for next week as and when. And what I've got left in coinage as well is 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. That's £6 in there. And then that's 20, 25, 28, £6.28 in coins. I'm going to make a note of that as well. Plus £6.28 coins. So if I need to use that next week for my pound challenge, I will do. And then I put that away for now. This back over here. £52. There we go. So I'll move that across, and then what's in my spent on credit, because I'll take that out and take that straight to the bank and get that paid. $20, $40, I can't count it like that. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 150. Love it. Go on my credit card. And that is me done for today. Thank you ever so much, everybody. What I intend to do in my next video is to have a look at where we are at with our debt payoff and what's in our savings, and we will see how we're getting on. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Have a great week, everybody. Again, Happy New Year. Really wish you all well for this year, and I really hope you achieve your financial goals. You take care. Bye-bye.